What's going on, Ravens fans? Welcome into the show. My name is Joey Petersen. We got a triple dose of rumors to dive into. I'm going to hit a multitude of different storylines that we've been hearing around the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to talk Tyler Linderbaum, Isaiah Likely, also talk a little bit of an A.J. Brown trade. The rumor list is back in action. Cannot wait to get into this one. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a good show. If you do go somewhere, though, make sure you go to chatsports.com/flockgreen and join me as a part of the Baltimore drinking team, ladies and gentlemen. We got St. Patrick's Day coming up just around the corner. And whether you actually celebrate that holiday or whether you use it as an excuse to go drink some beers with your friends, make sure and get yourself a Baltimore drinking team t-shirt that we got that link right there. It is in the comments and description of today's video. We got it in green. We got it in black. We got it for you. First 5 people to get them, we'll get a shout out on Monday's show. First rumor of the day, Isaiah Likely. Is he gone in free agency? Now, before I reveal how I feel about this is something that we do on this show from time to time. It's called our rumor list. We'll give a prompt, and then I will rate it on a scale of 1 to 4 Maryland flag blue, purple craps. 4 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, and this one I'm going to start off with a 4. I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. It really feels like there is close to a 0% chance that Isaiah Likely will be back to the Baltimore Ravens in the 2026 season. I don't know if you've seen this clip circulating around social media over the last couple of days. He went on a podcast with Jon Gruden, and he said, look, I just want to be able to blossom. I feel like the past couple of years I've had a great vet in Mark Andrews. He's taught me everything to be a star caliber tight end to the point where it's like now I feel like I just want to be on a team where I can go out there and help a quarterback put up as much points as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, he's out of here. I hate to break it to you, but he is. And frankly, we knew that this was going to be what happened when you signed or extended Mark Andrews kind of out of the middle of nowhere in the middle of this last season. That was pretty much them making the decision at that point in time. Hey, we're going to roll with Mark over Isaiah Likely. And to be honest, if we were all in Isaiah Likely's shoes, we'd be gone as well. It's easy for us to sit here as Ravens fans and be like, what the hell, man? Why don't you want to play here? Well, he believes he can be a tight end 1 on a roster. Baltimore's not giving him that opportunity after his first 4 seasons. So he's like, screw that. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to go be a tight end 1 and prove to Baltimore that I can be one. The statistics kind of remained linear over the last 4 seasons. I guess his first 4 seasons in the National Football League. But 2025 was the year. If he was going to come out and make a statement and prove people wrong, it was going to be this year. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't really do that. Now, of course, he suffered the injury in July, but we all came into that year knowing, hey, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, they're free agents. Someone's going to come out and win that battle. Now, if I were Eric DeCosta in early December, I wouldn't have extended Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews is cooked, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. He's a great blocking tight end. Every time he catches the football, he hits the turf. He was dead last in yards after catch among qualifying tight ends in the National Football League this last year. I just have a feeling that the fact that they're betting on Mark over Likely, they are going to look back and possibly regret that decision. But we knew it back in December. Unfortunately, that's just what's going to happen. And hey, I hope the best for Isaiah Likely. Really love the player he is. But you can also look at the flip side of, hey, he had every opportunity to take over that tight end 1 spot for the most part, and he didn't do it. So you can look at it from 2 sides of the same coin. What's the percent chance that Isaiah Likely stays in Baltimore? Scale it 1 to 100 down below in the comment section. Right now, heck, I'd put it at a 3. Okay, I'd be very, very low on it. You let me know what you think. Up next, Tyler Linderbaum. How do we feel on his ability to return to Baltimore? I'm going to rate this a 2, okay? Middle of the pack. I think at this point, it's probably closer to no than it is to yes. I'd say I'm sitting somewhere around 40%. Tyler Linderbaum is an interesting topic of discussion this offseason because I personally think that keeping him in Baltimore should be priority number 1. I've talked about this ad nauseam, and I'll continue to do it until I'm blue in the face. Look, you don't know what your guard situation is going to be in 2026. Faalele, Andrew Voorhees, they're gone. Praise the Lord. but they're gone. Okay? You have a question mark there. Emory Jones, you've got decent confidence in. You'll have confidence in the guy you drafted early this year, but you don't know. Tyler Linderbaum, you don't want to have a question mark at center as well. But he's just said at this point to just make too much money. NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah, I thought, had a perfect quote on this entire situation. He said, look, I love my job, but if I could switch jobs for just the next couple of months, I'd want to be Tyler Linderbaum's agent because everybody that I talk to seems to be in on Tyler Linderbaum. So it sounds like he's going to have a robust market. Congratulations to him and his family. And I've said this for weeks now. If Tyler Linderbaum makes it to March 11th without being extended, he will not be a Baltimore Raven. Because you got teams like Las Vegas with $87 million in cap space that are very interested in him. Los Angeles with $82 million in cap space that are very interested in him. And New York, not as much, but we all know that cap is easily manipulatable. Is that a word, Ethan? Manipulatable? It sounds like it should be. I don't think it is, but we're going to say it is here on this show. But Eric DeCosta got asked about the situation and kind of where he's at with Tyler Linderbaum free agency. He said, we got some work to do on the Linderbaum contract. We strongly hope to have him back. He's a great player for us and a great leader. And I hope that's the case. I just don't see it being necessarily. Like, you could want to have him back as much as possible, but if he's hearing and his agent are hearing that, hey, if you get to March 11th, you're probably going to make around $22 million. I think that's what he'd make. Call me crazy. It'd be a $4 million raise from the next highest paid center in football. Okay? Creed Humphrey is that number one. I think he'd get 22 if he makes it to March 11th. That's why if I'm bald, if I'm Eric DeCosta, I'm pulling out all the stops, man. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep him in Baltimore because I think he's a nice little center point, cornerstone of this offensive line, which we saw this last year, man. Having a bad offensive line is a detriment to your offense. Where will Tyler Linderbaum play next? Let me know down below. Is it Baltimore, New York, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, maybe somewhere else random? I don't know. Maybe he'll play for the Wallendong Tigers. Let me know your answer down below in the comment section. Before we get out of here, let's talk about something that we've already talked about today, this morning actually. A.J. Brown being traded to the Ravens. What do I feel about that? I'm going to give this one crap. I don't think it's going to happen. We got a little bit of an update on this, like not that crazy serious of an update. Obviously, anything can happen and change on a dime. But as you know, we've talked a lot about Derrick Henry's recruitment of A.J. Brown. Well, A.J. Brown went on the podcast with Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman, and he says, I'm going to tell Derrick to chill. To me, that kind of just tells me that all the comments of Derrick Henry saying A.J. Brown to the Ravens, or when Derrick Henry was on the podcast with Kay Adams and said, look, we would love to have him in Baltimore, that all that A.J. Brown is seeing it and he's saying, hey, look, like that's cool, but hey, chill out. Again, anything can happen at the drop of a hat. Anything can happen in an instant. Anything can happen on a dime. And we could wake up tomorrow and A.J. Brown could be traded to the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not feeling that it's incredibly realistic. I think if they were going to go out and make a trade, they would make a trade for a defensive player. But hey, Derrick Henry, keep on recruiting him. I don't care if he says to chill. Derrick Henry knows what it feels like to be recruited. I think we all forget that Derrick Henry was a 5-star running back coming out of high school. Actually, I bet we all don't forget that. He won a freaking Heisman at Alabama. But he knows what it's like to be heavily recruited. So he's putting on the show, man. He's putting on his best Nick Saban impression. He's got the straw hat. He's saying, all right. He's talking with his hands. We'll see if it ends up working. Right now, I don't think it's going to. That's going to do it for today's show. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. By the time you're watching this, it's probably well past 5 p.m. Hope you already got a drink in hand. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Sunday with another video. We'll be in studio all next week, obviously. We got the NFL Combine coming up. We'll have exclusives from Eric DeCosta, Jesse Minter. Make sure you guys got me followed on socials, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.